Typical Maut story.
Typical Maut. So welcome
well,
back.
I thought Andrew would have enjoyed that.
It's been 25 days since we've done a What the Duck Boys. How does that feel? How does that number feel to you? About average?
Yeah. It's about
Well,
normal.
Sounds better than usual, actually.
I'm never on any of them anyways, so it seems a lot longer for me.
Well, welcome, Maut. It has been a while since we've seen your pretty face here on a What the Duck, buddy.
Right.
So what do we have on the docket today, boys? SUNSfan, I like that microphone, by the way. That's why you've been sounding so good. You sound like such a gentleman with your nice
I
setup.
hate using this thing. It's just like in my face. I have to constantly move it around and
Right.
position myself properly to make sure it's in front of my face.
Yeah.
It's not convenient, but it does sounds really sensual when I talk into the mic like this. Hello.
Go deeper.
That it does, buddy.
I can't go deeper. I'm not Purge. Hey, Ulrich Purge.
There you go.
Sometimes I wake up and I can do a perfect Purge impression, but today it's not the case, unfortunately.
It's just not there.
How's my bugle boy?
He's good. He's looking
That's
for
a
some
good
food.
boy.
He's hungry. We have gobstoppers, and that's it. I don't think those are good for
No,
dogs.
not my water, please. No.
I'm actually having flashbacks to the last tub, and it's this is exactly what it looked like. Slacks coughing and Mr. Rue's anus on the camera.
Jesus.
It's good. I'm looking
Ow.
forward to the next hub. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think Mr. Rue's going to be there, right?
That's right.
Are we going to announce this hub? Has BTS announced a hub? Is anyone doing anything?
Not
with a
yet.
hub?
Not yet. They haven't
Just
announced theirs
pretend
yet.
like it's
Can
not
we
gonna
get
happen.
Should we tell
a
the world?
sponsorship from Bugles by any chance?
Dude,
Make it
That
happen.
would actually
let's get our
make
sales
my
team
heart
on it.
complete.
Tell them, guys, we need bugles. I don't care the
Like-
cost.
Let's be real for a second, right? Who the fuck eats Bugles? Okay. Nobody asked them to sponsor anything. You'd actually, I think you'd be surprised. You asked them,
Yeah,
they're like, "Oh my god, we are honored. We would
Yes.
feel honored to give you Bugles. You just can't feed them to the dog. That's something we have to make sure that's not in the contract." Though.
Well, that's just simply not going to work then.
Yeah,
Please
exactly.
cover that anus.
I'm not sure, SUNSfan. I'm going to be honest. I've not had a bugle probably for almost a decade until you reintroduced them to my life. So
Yeah, they weren't great.
Yeah, they're a little.
But we're still gonna need at least one bag of Bugles to show off on stream.
I bought Funyuns recently. Are those any good? What do you think, guys? Maybe we should go with
Funyuns?
Funyuns instead.
Those, I feel like they get old super fast.
Do they?
Like I'll eat like 10 of them, they're good, and then like, oh, I want to kill myself.
And then
now.
your mouth just tastes awful for like the next 12 hours.
Yeah.
Onions.
they made a comeback in popularity after Breaking Bad, because wasn't that a big thing? Jesse was always buying Funyuns.
Funyuns. That's right.
You know?
Jesse was
So
a big
since
Funyuns
then,
fan.
people have really been trying to get their hands on them.
See? That's it.
Crazy.
All right, shouldn't we talk about things? Like,
Are you
know,
guys excited with the Kunkka shark slacks? What's the lore?
There's none yet, but I'll read it. Is there? Look it up on the wiki. Do
What-
we have lore?
What's the set actually called? Let's look it up. Let's see what it says. Is it the
It's
Prestige?
not.
It's
an
an
immortal
immortal
item.
correct? Yeah, it's
Look
just
it
an
up.
immortal.
Prize of the salt-worn mariner.
Is it a?
Oh, there
is it a
is.
sword?
Is this the lore? When he was just a lowly midshipman and a young boy first at sea, the stories were meant to frighten. Whole fleets lost to a razor-tooth pointer, measuring longer than a frigate? I don't know what that word
frigate.
is, and twice as fast. Hunting for sailors in their ships like a wolf seeks marrow in the bone. But Kunkka paid the tales no mind. He thought them were rum-fueled scuttle, swapped to scare the cabin boys. This is so boring.
Keep
And he had ranks to climb. It was only many years later, after he earned his gold-laced buttons and half his legend on hunting and killing such a beast, that he truly understood. There are always bigger fish in the sea. Good God.
That's it?
Horrible. Yes.
Well said.
Killed a shark.
Yes.
that's
he
the
killed
whole lore.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. Great.
Really
lore.
exciting stuff.
I'll note that one down.
But-
I could have probably guessed that, but all right.
The item itself is pretty freaking good, not gonna lie.
It's
It
pretty
looks cool.
sweet. What are we up to now? 13 mil on the prize pool. I think. Are we like guaranteed to break 20 million at this point, boys? Is
Yeah.
that like,
Well, I don't know if
I mean,
anything's guaranteed,
nothing's
but
guaranteed.
It's guaranteed.
Exactly.
Immortals 2 and 3 are not even
Guys,
out yet.
True.
it's the beginning
point.
of June. TI isn't until the beginning of August. We've
Right.
got
Well-
2 whole months to go, and
But
we're
it
more than
depends.
halfway
I
there.
mean, they've already dropped an Arcana. They've already dropped this. What else could they possibly
They're gonna
drop?
drop fucking 2 Arcanas.
Oh!
Wow, wow.
Oh.
No, I bet this
No,
is
I
what
don't know.
I know. Valve is like an evil genius, right? They know that
They've got something.
like now that they've done this, they know that they're going to break the record, but they've planned ahead, guys. Like you
Really?
said, they've made a second Arcana, but they're not going to include it once they see that they're going to surpass last year.
Yeah,
They're going to hold
it.
on to it and save it. Exactly.
Maybe.
So you only have 3 days left to predict what the prize pool is going to be, by the way.
Really? Oh, I need to get on that.
Don't miss out on that sweet, sweet 10,000 coins.
Do you have to type in a number, or is it like
No, it gives you
threshold?
a choice. It gives you a 1 million threshold. I put 23 to 24.
That's a fair number, I think, given last year. And just what's going on. I think that's fine.
I think I would do 22 to 23. Price is Right rules.
Wait, you're undercutting Shannon? Is that what the
Yes.
dealio is here? Okay.
Okay.
see how
That's
it is.
fine. That's great.
Okay, well, great. Very interesting stuff. Yes, great. Slacks, tell us about what have you been up to, man? I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. We were in Sweden. You were doing the Dream League stuff. Then
45 days. 45 days, Andrew. I went to Kiev, and then I went straight to Dream League, and then I went straight to the Manila Masters, and then get this last trip out. Ready for this?
Mhm.
The big one? Okay, so I went from the Manila Masters on a plane back to Sweden for 18 hours, landed at 8 a.m., was in the studio at 11, did 12 hours of NA Dota, went to bed, went back to the studio 12 more hours, went home for 18 hours, got home last night at 10 o'clock, and then guess who's on my fucking phone? Zyori TV. Really need you to do What the Duck tomorrow, pal. And I'm like, I'm real sick. I don't feel very good. I've been on a plane for 38 hours in the last 5 days. Really need you here. So here I fucking am, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're really enjoying. Zyori,
Aw,
thank
man.
you for this great opportunity.
you're welcome,
could-
Slacks.
I could hear it in his voice when I called him to tell him I was picking him up. I called him and I couldn't understand him at first. I thought it was some random person that wasn't Slacks. He was like, "Hello." I'm like, "Is this Slacks?" He's like, "Yes." I'm like, "All right, buddy.
Yes.
I'm coming to pick you up.
Nah.
Get ready."
But yeah, I got a lot to talk about. So the major, let's start with that. That was the first event.
The major.
What do you guys think of Kiev?
Jesus.
Very
did we-
good.
I
did we
can't
talk
even remember
about
what
it
happened
the
anymore.
last
Who won?
podcast? I think so. Should we just
Oh, did we?
should we just play the last podcast? I don't know.
What was the last podcast?
25 days ago
Oh, yeah,
was
was
the
on
major.
it.
Okay. So let's talk about
I think we did that
Manila
already.
Masters.
Manila Masters. Yes, let's talk about it, dude. I want to start at the beginning. The first thing that I saw, gonna be honest, it's hard on this time zone to watch all of it. I saw your entrance, and it really did take me back to a like WWE style. You were just running in. You were growling at the camera. You had like the carrying the jacket thing. You
I
know,
didn't,
dude.
I didn't know we were doing that. That was hype. I just felt it.
I didn't know we were doing that.
Yeah.
I just
I
channeled
you
my
felt
inner
it.
wrestler.
All those videos, those wrestling videos, really helped me out. Thank
It's
you.
true.
WWE 2017.
I mean, Aries also perfect in those kind of situations. If you start going crazy, he just runs with it, and the crowd was just going apeshit. I mean, was it actually hype in that stadium, like role playing as Ric Flair?
It was, dude. The crowd is always super hype in Manila. I don't know where they get the energy from. I mean, they even yell for teams when their clutch gamers got fucking shit on. They're like, "Woo! Kill our heroes, yeah! Send them home."
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
they
it
just
was
like Dota, dude. They're hype.
It's the best crowd. It is just it's exactly that. It's honestly the best crowd, and I think in all of esports, or at least close to it, it's
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
They were good.
So, how was the event?
How was the event? Well, it was pretty interesting. It was Mineski's first really top tier A-list event. So from the viewer standpoint, I think it went really, really well. I mean, there wasn't that many faults. Maybe day one was a little rocky. The best part for me was the panel did a 45-minute intro panel that was never aired. And that was
Great.
hilarious. I was watching them do it, and then it just didn't go on the stream. They filled for 45 minutes for no reason.
Wow.
But besides that, I mean, it went pretty smooth from the front of house view. They treat us like gods there. Although I was in an earthquake. Have you guys ever been in an earthquake before?
We heard about that.
I've been in 2 earthquakes, actually.
Describe the experience.
The first one was in New Jersey, so it was very unexpected. The first one I'd ever experienced, and it felt like almost like I was on a roller coaster, kind of. The pool was going crazy. All of the dogs just started going ape shit and tried to jump on my lap, and then it just kind of stopped. And I was like, damn, that was an earthquake. It was very surprising.
Yeah, man. I was in my bed, naked, of course. as I always am in hotel rooms. And my whole bed is like bouncing. It felt like there was a raccoon under the bed, like freaking out. Like, what the fuck is that? And then the whole hotel goes, and everything starts like falling off shit. And I'm like, oh my God, what is happening?
The whole building moves.
It was pretty spooky. So I just put on my boxers and a hoodie and a pair of sweatpants, and I just ran. I don't know what the proper procedure is for an earthquake, but I was on the 10th
supposed to go
floor.
under or something.
What?
You're supposed to go under something.
A table.
Fuck that.
Well,
Yeah.
I was on the
kind
10th
of,
floor, dude. If that thing was going down, I was not going to be in it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it has to be a pretty big earthquake for the building to actually fall over. The main thing is they say under a table because if stuff's falling off shelves, if you get hit in the head, you could get concussed.
Sure.
So
But
I think the worst thing you could do is try to run while a building is collapsing.
Well,
right,
You're not
because you
gonna
could
get
fall
out, right?
and hit your head or
is
something.
it though?
Well,
'Cause
I mean,
you're out.
if it's gonna collapse, I
Just
mean,
die like a man, Slacks. Don't run like a bitch.
I was running, so I went in. I found like the employee stairs, and I just busted it. I'm running down the employee stairs because I'm not gonna take the elevator. I'm running for my life. I think I'm gonna die. And I'm there with this employee guy. Stops me, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "Earthquake, we gotta go." And he's like, "All right, I'll ask." Wait a second. Are you Sir Action Slacks? And the fucking building is still shaking. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, man, can I get a picture with you? And I'm like, is this really how you want to spend your last moments alive? Fucking in my arms? No. But I did it anyway because I was like, whatever. I'm already dead by now. Fuck it. So,
it's over.
and
I
then-
mean,
How
that
long
was
was
how
the
I
earthquake
felt.
for?
Huh?
How long did the earthquake last?
it wasn't long. I left after
Mine was 10 seconds maybe.
yeah, it was like 25 seconds or something.
When,
Oh, you did all that in 25 seconds? I would love to see that.
Dude, I like leaped out of my bed, put on some shit,
ran
and
out
ran.
of the room and had a long conversation with a nice young man, and the earthquake was still going. That's pretty cool, though. Is that your first earthquake?
Hopefully my last too.
The second one that I was in was actually at the BTS house, and the two Davids were upstairs on the 3rd floor casting. K-pop Toastus and I both felt the earthquake, immediately opened our bedroom doors, looked at each other, and went like, holy fuck, that was an earthquake. And then we ran upstairs, and then we all had that same experience where we all just looked at each other for 2 seconds and went, that was a fucking earthquake. And then
That's it.
that was it.
That's
Yeah,
all
'cause
you
what
do.
can what can you do? Like, you can't stop it. You can't do anything
Exactly.
to...
Yeah,
It's strange. You have this overwhelming urge to try to save the day, or like, I feel like I need to go do something to fix this, but you just
yeah.
don't.
You're at the mercy of nature. Like
Yeah,
it's not like a
you're done.
hurricane. You can't just run.
It's
just,
a roller
happened.
coaster you didn't sign up for.
It was neat though. And then after I left today or something, wasn't there like a shooting in our hotel or something? Like 32 people died or some shit.
What?
Is that your hotel?
In your hotel?
That was your hotel?
It was one of them. It was.
Oh no!
It might have been the hotel we stayed in when we were at Manila Mont.
Oh, yeah. I
Holy
didn't
crap,
hear
I
about
didn't know
that.
that.
Yeah.
If you find a story, link it to me.
Maybe it
'Cause I'm
happened
interested.
yesterday.
I mean,
People were
if-
worried
I saw
about
the
OG.
news. I didn't know it was a hotel that you guys have used before. That's
If that's the
insane.
hotel that
That's
was
really scary,
for either
man.
tournament, that's fucking really weird and scary and sketchy. It's okay.
Well, I
didn't
know.
that.
Yeah,
I mean, ISIS was invading the bottom of
yeah,
the
dude.
Philippines.
You guys were kind
Yeah,
of
that's
there
true.
during wartime. I think
Mhm.
not exactly, but they were like dealing with some fucking serious shit
I mean, that's
on the
Yeah.
other side of the country.
That's fucking hype, dude. I really think that we should do a major in North Korea. We should keep going until like LD dies.
Dude, they
Like we
probably,
just need one casualty. Just keep going until somebody kicks it.
dude, they'd probably like it if you were there and some shit broke out. They'd hand you a gun and let you blast off against some terrorists, man.
Holy fuck, that wasn't ISIS. Sorry.
No, well, all right.
I
I,
mean,
I don't know that we need to debate world politics, but
Sorry about that.
Right.
I think ISIS was there.
It was somebody.
Yes, well.
Anyway, so
Yes, yes.
yeah, Manila Masters was pretty impressive since it was like Mineski's first tourney. That was big. I hope that they do another one. Not really anything bad to say. I will say that.
Did you get a massage?
No.
How was it working with TrentPax? That was one of his
TrentPax.
first big events, right?
Hype. He's a beast, dude. On the
He's
last
so
day,
good.
he was on both panels. He got there at 10 o'clock with us, and he didn't leave till like 2 a.m., and he was doing
Really?
hard analysis panels. What a god.
Let me ask you about those panels. Were they decided? Because I remember the last in Manila, the way the panels were decided was like after every day of work, they
Yeah.
decided who would continue on. Was that how it was for Trent this time around, or was he like already from the beginning slated for those grand finals or whatever
It was pretty loose. They actually wanted me on the grand final panel, and I told them I wouldn't do it because it was
Damn.
a insult to Dota 2. So you can't have me on the grand finals panel.
You're so modest, dude. You just gotta go for it.
Yeah.
That's what
I'm not
people
modest,
want.
dude. I mean, that's
No.
bad for my career and for their career. If I'm on there, like, do you guys know the lore?
No, I understand what Slacks is saying. It's like there's a time and a place for everything, kind of a deal. And
I guess so.
It's one thing to mess around during the group stage when nobody's getting eliminated. It's one thing to mess around kind of in between. But there are times when you want to put on the bow tie and fucking be serious, man. You
Right.
know, and just have it be a real show that doesn't have somebody interrupting like very interesting analysis.
I know what I am, Maut. I know what I am.
Well, I do think you could be more. That's kind of the point I'm making. Not that you're, you.
You hear that, Slacks? If you really want to, you could pivot this bad boy into Purge's job.
Oh,
that could
fuck
be
me.
you.
I mean,
You could.
No.
Myself.
I'm not saying that necessarily. Let's not
God.
get ahead of ourselves.
Nah, that ain't what I like. I actually hate watching Dota at events, too.
I thought you were gonna say I actually hate watching Purge's content.
Well, that, too, of course.
Goes
How
without
many
saying.
games did you watch at the event this time?
One, as per usual.
Yep.
You're so
Well,
busy though, right?
There was a
Like,
tournament recently that you watched more than one game and you were disgusted with yourself.
Ugh.
Right?
What tournament
What
was
was
that? Oh, DAC, because I had literally nothing else to do. What a great tournament.
Poor Slacks. He needs to watch Dota for his job.
Ah.
Good God.
Well, usually I'm too busy, but that on
Yeah.
It's just I don't like to watch Dota. I like to play Dota. Watching Dota triggers me. I'd rather be playing.
See, I don't mind watching Dota, but I feel that way a lot about Twitch content. You know, like when I used to stream a little bit more, it's like I stream a lot. I don't want to spend my time watching streams outside of that. I always have trouble watching player streams, you know, because I feel like watch a lot of Twitch already. What, Maut? What?
I think the only streams that I really enjoy watching in terms of like player streams are like speedrunners, because I think that's actually really impressive and it's something I know I can't do. I don't know, it's just a weird thing. I don't know, but I can see where you guys are coming from.
I'm gonna start watching Fevy stream. Did you see that highlight
Dude,
from yesterday,
oh my
Slack?
God.
No, what happened?
He did. I'll show you if you want. He
Throw
did
it to
the
him.
thing
Yeah, send
where
it to him.
He made it look like he was sucking a winky
Nice.
on camera.
You know who watches a lot of goddamn Dota is SUNSfan. Especially when he was the DC man. He watched every single scrim. Do you know how many fucking hours of Dota that is? I don't know how you live with yourself, SUNSfan.
It's enjoyable, Slacks. It's
Ugh.
enjoyable.
Yeah.
When you hate your life, it's enjoyable.
To escape into the world of Dota.
No, I think I actually prefer watching like scrims than watching matches. That's for
Yeah.
sure. Because
Really?
I think.
you learn way more. You learn
I-
way more.
Well, the thing is too, you have the capability of listening to the players as well,
Yeah.
which to me, I got to do a couple of adminings at past summits and stuff like that, and that perspective, regardless of the language they speak, well, assuming they speak a little English, is insane. That perspective that you get, like I talk about it all the time whenever I get a chance to. It's just so cool. It's the coolest thing, honestly. I love listening to top tier players talk in a team environment about Dota.
Yeah. I like that True Sight, too. When they
Oh,
we got
yeah,
to hear
yeah,
that, too. Wait, did we talk about that?
Talking about what? The
True Sight? They
the
might have.
most recent True Sight?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. That happened while I was in Sweden, so
Yeah.
way after the last What the Duck.
What'd you think of
I
that
think it
one,
was great.
SUNSfan? Like
Thought it was great. I think a lot of teams are not going to do it now, though,
Of
in
course.
the future.
Because of the VP thing, or
Yeah,
what VP?
I mean, again, okay, so we don't know the whole story, right? Meaning we don't know if they like deliberately cut things out to make VP look bad, or not make them look bad, but give kind of the because you want two sides to the story, right? And you want them
Right.
to be as different as possible, and that's exactly what happened, or at least that's what it portrayed. I don't know if that's actually what happened though. That's the issue, right? So I think teams are going to be super scared to participate in the future, but I mean, we'll see.
I like
They would participate if stuff was put in contracts, maybe. Like,
Yeah.
because I'm pretty sure that the teams don't get the okay. Like, they don't even get to see the thing
So-
before it's released.
That's definitely part of it. It is hard to quantify, like, so Valve doesn't want to do all that and then have the players be like, nah, this is shit after they've put all the work in to
Yeah.
make the finished project. So that's part of it. And it's also hard to qualify in a contract, like, we won't make you look bad. You know, like, it's very subjective. It's not something that you
But
can easily...
here's the thing, though. I think at the end of the day, the orgs will prefer to do it regardless. Like, if it was me, I would have
Right.
been fine with the VP reception, honestly. I think it doesn't matter. Like,
publicity.
it helps. It still helps. the players are the ones that are not going to like it because they think that makes them look bad or whatever the case may be. Which for VP, I guess everybody has their own opinion. I thought it was awesome. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think any less of them. If nothing else, I loved the fact that they're a little hardcore about things. You know?
See, that's
A
how
little
I
bit negative.
felt. I read all the comments. I overheard Slacks watching it on his phone while we were at Dream League, and then Brax and I watched it in the hotel room that night. And I felt like I was waiting for the payday. Like in the last 5 minutes, they were going to have a meltdown and start yelling at each other, or the manager was going to throw a clipboard at him. And then it just kind of ended, and I was like, "What do you mean?" It got a little tense. That was it. They said fuck a whole bunch, kind of, and then that's it. They lost.
That's the same exact thing I thought too.
I genuinely did not think it was that bad.
Well, both teams were a little taken aback by it because there was like a storyline created, right? When it was actually, they had to make these guys look like this. I mean, I was talking to Ebony and stuff, and she was saying that in the last series, Anna was actually doing all the shot calling. He was like the big reason why they won. He was like pinging out wards, de-warding, telling everyone else what to do. They were all quiet. But they didn't include that because it wasn't part of the narrative. The narrative was that Anna was this shy guy who was throwing, and then his happy teammates brought him out of it, and they managed to win. So
Right.
at the same time, I mean, that's reality TV. There's two kinds, right? There's ones where they take what you say and they make a narrative, which is called TV, and there's ones where they like chop up words that you say and then they make fake narratives. Like they didn't have like fucking No Tail come out and be like, "I hate you, Anna." Like that didn't happen. If you say it, I feel like it's fine. If they don't cut your words and they display your full sentence, then it's not that big of a manipulation. So whatever.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think for Anna specifically, I mean, there's definitely some truth to him being, I don't know how you want to characterize it, kind of fragile to some degree, especially compared to the other players on that team. So
He's young.
They'll find more opportunity to see these actual events happen where they need to boost him up. Like if he was just like everybody else, you wouldn't see as much positivity, if you will,
Right.
For that team for sure.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the case.
I mean, but they're trying to tell a story, and that's what a movie is. It's a story. They're not. You know, that's what it is.
That's part of it, and I think there's what's the way to say it? Like there's two ways of communication, right? The sending and the receiving. And I can see how if you're a VP player watching that, you don't like watching yourself not winning,
Right.
So it's easy to see that as like, well, they made me look bad. And I think they sort of see it worse than it really, really is.
I mean,
it's raw. That's what I feel like it is. And that's a hard
real.
thing to just put out there. And then maybe it sounds cool and you sign up for it and then you see it and you're like, holy shit, man, everybody just saw me kind of lose my temper a little bit.
Right.
And that sucks. And if we had won, they would have seen me just high-fiving my friends and looking at me as a champion.
Exactly.
So you get caught up in that opportunity cost, and it's just, I don't know.
I mean, but hey, that's a fucking risk,
Exactly,
If VP
yeah.
won, they would have had twice as many fans because people would be like, "Oh, look how they powered through! Oh, they're
Right.
such cool, tough guys." So I mean, whatever. You flip a coin, you can't be mad if you lose. Although I don't think it was really their choice, though. I'm pretty sure in their contracts, Valve was like, "If you make it to the finals, we're filming you, fuckos."
Now that could, see, that's stuff we have at least I have no idea how that was arranged. And that does make a difference in the end in terms of how you feel about it. If you're at least, maybe they don't listen to you in the end, but at least if you feel like you were consulted a little bit or they showed you some of the footage,
I
you could have.
think that's possible, though, is it?
Well, I don't know.
Let's go through this scenario, right?
Sure.
Let's say Valve really wants them to do, first of all, I don't think it was mandatory. I just can't imagine a scenario because the players they have all the power.
What do you
What are
mean?
they going to get forfeited? They're going to get forfeited in the finals for not doing that? I don't think so.
No, but do you think that they actually would have done it if Valve gave them a choice? Why? No. Why would VP ever do that?
No. So let's say it was a strong suggestion.
Strong suggestion.
It's one of those things where you can not do it if you don't want, but they strongly suggested it. And they probably just made it seem like you didn't have a choice. But, I mean, come on. The players aren't that dumb. They have to know that they have a choice. Just think of the worst-case scenario. There's no way that would go down that road ever. Ever. You know how bad that looks on Valve?
What are you talking about? It's a
But
very
are
easy
there-
clause in the contract. You have to do content. You're required to do content.
Players don't sign contracts. Have you met a player before?
To go
They don't sign
to
contracts.
TI, there's got to be contracts.
No. Nope.
No? They just show up? When you were in DC,
That-
players would just be like, "What
Yes.
up?"
That's a
no
little
contracts.
surprising. That's a little
That's very
surprising, to be honest. But
No wonder it's
the way
so
it
hard
is,
to
I
get
guess.
interviews. Fuck.
Hey, things might have changed since the last 2 months that I haven't been involved in anything, but I don't know about the Kiev Major, if that was the case. But
Damn.
in my experience, no, there's no contracts.
I mean,
yeah. Go ahead.
when they did True Sight at the tournament we did, they kind of
Beat.
shuffled those things around. You know what I'm talking about? They sent around the papers, so it's not
Yep.
like. And that was because, of course, we were going to be in there. The teams were going to be in there. I guess the
Yeah.
teams had already agreed at that point, but like there were contracts there, like, for sure.
It's true.
So
I mean, it's fairly
Yeah, it's
rudimentary
possible they
paperwork,
did.
but, yeah.
It's possible what they did. This would be actually pretty interesting. If they had contracts at the beginning of the tournament, because again, they never do this for players. But let's say at the Kiev Major they did. They give every team a contract before the tournament starts, so once you make it to the finals, you don't have a choice.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I was saying.
That's the one
Is that
thing.
it's
Yeah.
they probably said like if you make it to the finals, we're gonna film True Sight. So everyone's gonna be like, oh yeah, well
yeah,
we'll make
exactly.
it to the finals. Sick.
Right. Okay.
I think
So-
you're not really worrying about how Valve or whoever's going to portray you, and you're just worried about at that point playing good Dota, getting to the finals, and then
Right.
like you worry about what they're worrying about afterwards. I think you kind of agree to whatever at that point because that's the way it is.
Well, I like that direction. I feel like they should have to do that kind of shit. I mean, it's good for them, and a lot of players are too dumb to realize that stuff. They don't have Twitters, they don't go out, they don't do interviews, and that's just
True.
stupid. Look at Na'Vi. They haven't been good in like 5 years, but they still get invited to things because they're fucking Na'Vi, because
true.
everybody loves the players. So, I mean, it's
Very, very true. I think players underestimate sometimes the value of an organization brand like Alliance. Another good example of there's
Right.
been a lot of long stretches where Alliance is just a tier 2 team straight up, but they still have that social media following, that guaranteed viewership of hardcore fans that they get invited to tournaments. They're like the fill-in team. Like, hey, this team couldn't make it. Y'all want to come? Well, we're Swedish. We can get visas anywhere. Let's fucking go, boys. Saddle up. Let's get 8th in another tournament.
Yep. So you gotta do interviews, pro players out there, you
Yep.
fucking dummies. But
You know.
True Sight's a good thing. Even if it portrays you in a bad light, you'll still have fans. I like VP a lot more.
You know what my favorite part of it was?
Huh.
The S4's one line in the entire thing. Hey guys, I'm mic'd up now, and then that's
mic'd up.
it. And
No, he said yes.
Yes.
Or something later
Okay.
on.
And
So-
when Anna came up to him and said, "Hey,
Yeah.
Gustav," and then he's
Oh,
like,
yeah, he
"Hello."
said, hey.
yes,
Yes.
Hey. That was
It turns out S4 doesn't speak English. That's yes.
Apparently, there's something wrong with his microphone where they didn't get any of the stuff that he said in decent quality,
Yeah.
so they had to cut most of it.
The funniest part is that
but still funny.
not a lot of people noticed. That's the saddest part of all. He's just in the team. No,
That's a good way to sabotage it, though. S4 didn't want to be mic'd up, so he just fucked up the mic.
He just unplugged it. Just like,
Yes.
I don't know. It's the
Goodbye.
static.
I think to sum it up, I don't personally, and this is just an opinion, but I don't think VP's brand or their players' brands got hurt in any way. If anything, they actually gained fans. But I can understand when you're the person that's being portrayed that way to feel the opposite,
Yeah.
even though you don't realize like the big picture kind of deal.
I would
right?
say the only one that got affected was no one, because they literally only showed him being like, "We fucking lost. It's over," and that's like all
No,
he
the
said.
worst part is a week later there was a clip released on Reddit with him raging horribly at somebody in a pub. That was the coup de grace right there.
yeah. That's unfortunate.
That's pretty bad. Well,
I mean-
then they also they had that Dream League game where they
Yep.
tapped out at 11 minutes. 11 minute
tap out.
GG, and then we had to interview no one for like the third fucking time, and he was just like, "This game, it was over." That was his answer. He tells about the game.
But
"It
you
was
said
over."
it. You said it. You can't be mad that they used something that you said. If you didn't want that shown, you shouldn't have said it. If I'm fucking a TI and I start bawling in the corner and shit, they're allowed to film that. I'm fucking doing it.
It's
That
true.
would be great.
No, well, I mean, it's the main reason players, I mean, obviously, but why they hate the idea of their audio being recorded in booths, not only for leaking strategies, but because they want to be able to say whatever they want in the heat of the moment and not be worried that the commentators are just going to cut to it in the middle of a team fight and you're going to hear them saying something really inappropriate.
Yeah.
Right.
You
It's,
know?
it's
So-
the Summit audio issue, remember, with EG, and I understand completely why that was a situation as it was.
Yep.
What are you laughing about?
Nothing.
No,
just
there
the
were just-
Summit audio issues. That shit was hilarious.
Some funny moments. So,
When they
no,
were-
we're never going to use that.
These motherfuckers. Okay, well, great. Thank you.
Yep. Oh, we used it. Well, there was some other. I think they found out that one of the streams, like the player cam in the room on like stream 6, wasn't muted. The mic was actually still on,
active,
so you could hear everything that they were saying on that stream.
The issue with that was it was live, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
that
baby.
was bad.
That's
was real
dank.
bad.
Remember when
that's
they?
like the experimental stage. Nobody knows what's good or bad.
Yeah, dude.
Players don't have any sense of what's going on.
It was also just so chaotic, and the stream was such shit quality with like some little webcam in the corner that nobody was watching it anyway. So
the 8 viewers there
it
really
really
got
was not
huge
abused,
insight.
and the quality was literally the webcam mic. So half of it is just inaudible screaming and just a peaked microphone.
Sweet.
But yeah, that was pretty bad. I do remember that one All-Star match though when it was the ARDM and Smash and Fear were on the same team, and Smash bought an Aghanims because he was balling on Timbersaw. He was beyond godlike and then died. Then spawned Broodmother, and Fear was just like, "That's what you get for buying Aghanims and ARDM, you fucking retard!" Like right when they cut to the audio, and it was just like one of those moments where it's like Smash doesn't speak English, but I think he understood most of that. I think that was a loud and clear kind of moment.
Oh,
He got the gist of it.
Ugh, that was brutal, but he wasn't wrong.
sure, not wrong at all.
Man, I miss ARDM.
ARDM. Hey,
Is that what they're
speaking
trying
of
to do to the ranked all pick?
yeah,
changes?
speaking of weird game modes, minus 25 heroes in ranked all pick.
They
now.
fixed it. They
Really?
fixed it today.
What does that mean? They took it out?
They took it out. Yeah. They,
Is that
they turned
fixing
it back to regular.
bro?
Well, I don't know.
I thought people
All right,
liked that.
before we get into this, I want to hear Slax's opinion on why they did this. Because I've thought of a couple things, but it just doesn't add up to me still.
I feel like they have huge numbers of Chinese that play random draft, and that happened because one time they shut off all pick in the Chinese Unperfect World for like a week and a half, and everyone had to play random draft, and then they just never went back. So Valve wanted to understand why there was a discrepancy between the Chinese scene only playing ranked random draft and the U.S. only playing all pick. So then they forced everyone to be in kind of a random drafty situation. What's your idea?
Did they do that to Chinese as well, or was this just for the?
That was a long,
other
like
servers.
a year
No,
or
not
something
that.
ago.
No, he's
Not
asking
that.
about
I'm
this
talking about
current
this one.
patch.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I would assume they did for everybody. I think. I would imagine.
Yeah.
So what's the goal though? Just to learn information, to gain information?
Yeah, typical
Right.
Valve scary black suited scientist shit, Like, oh, yes.
All right.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
they
the
can
best
pay to
explanation I've
unlock
heard.
the 25 heroes with the compendium level. No, just kidding.
Yeah, they could
but,
pull a Han, that's for sure.
What are you thinking? Why, SUNSfan?
No, I have no theory. That's kind of the issue. I like the only thing I could think of is they want like the Western audience to play other modes like SD or RD more often.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. Like, why does that actually matter?
I think I might be right on this one. They wanted to see if
you might be.
there was a reason why the Chinese only play random draft, and they're like, maybe the other people just haven't experienced something like that. So, fuck random draft. I want to pick Omni Knight every game. Don't screw me over, boys. Especially when Techie's not in
Yeah.
the pool, for God's sake.
I don't know. It is kind of an interesting concept. I agree with you, SUNSfan. I can't really think of a good reason why. Like, surely you're collecting data, but why does it really matter? Just let people play whatever game modes they want to play. And that's kind of the end of it.
Maybe they saw random distributions on the bans, Remember how that ban feature came out in ranked, and maybe they weren't getting concise numbers, and they
That's
thought
pretty interesting.
maybe if we just randomly ban out people for them, we'll see if people enjoy their games more or less. I don't know.
Now we're really getting deep
I just
into
can't
the
see
theory
most
crafting.
people. I just can't see a scenario where most people would like that.
Well, no.
But
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
I think
It's
the
just-
majority of Westerners would probably prefer just the all pick. I actually like the minus 25 hero type thing. I think it's more interesting, but I think the majority of Westerners are not into it.
I mean, it's scary. Nobody likes to lose ranked for something that they feel like is out of their hands. And if you're a really good Lifestealer player, you beat like 100 games of Lifestealer, and then he's
Do you-
randomly out.
Do you think some of it is because of differences in how like the cultures approach MMR, where in like the West it's more of a badge of honor, it's like a sense of pride in the community. So like you said, you want to have all the control. You're like, I want to play my best hero in this situation. I want to
Yeah.
counterpick these guys and maximize. And they're just more like, hey, it's probably better practice to play RD, right? So
Well,
it's
yeah,
more
of
the
course.
approach is like, I don't care about the number, I care about improving my skill in general.
Yeah, I think it's more of a mastery.
Is
of the
that
game.
is that true? No,
Leave
you
that
think
shit
I'm
for
bullshitting?
unranked, you
All right.
fucking assholes. If you
All
come
right.
into my ranked game and you're like, I want to improve my mastery over Winter Wyvern, fucking kill yourself. Thank you for ruining my game.
God forbid you try to get better at the game, Slacks.
Yeah, do that shit on a bot match or unranked,
Do
not
that
my
shit on a
fucking.
bot match.
I played
I'm not saying
2
you
months
picked
of
the-
bot matches before
All
my
right.
first game of Dota.
Very admirable.
All right. 'Cause
Okay,
I
I'm
didn't
not
want to-
saying.
Go ahead.
I'm not saying you pick the most random thing that you're terrible at and you try to improve on it. I think you pick what you're comfortable with and you try to get better with it and you vary your hero pool. It doesn't have to be like the most absurd hero out there. I'm just
Sure.
saying.
No,
But
I mean,
that's what unranked is for. All right.
I
In
like
terms of-
spamming though. You know,
In terms of the hero spamming, as far as gaining MMR,
Yeah.
I think the one thing that you have an argument for is that remember they got rid of the ability to check players' history,
Yeah.
so you don't even know what heroes they play necessarily.
I
So they
like
could be
that
spamming
change, by
this
the way.
obscure hero.
Still got Dota buff. I mean, the real tryhards will once the screen goes on, they're like, okay, let's put them all in Dota buff. Oh,
I mean,
80
technically
games
just
on
private,
TikTok.
Dude,
privatize your crap, right?
yeah.
I think
That's
I'm in
dumb,
the minority here, but I really get it, the whole hero spamming thing. You want to gain your MMR, and I understand it. But when I play Dota, you know, I want to feel like I'm not just cheesing my way through the same hero, or I'm not
Yeah.
just boring myself with the same hero. Even if it's like 3 heroes, you know, I want to try something different every now and then.
That's
And I
so
think the hero
un-American,
spamming
Maut.
thing is
I
it?
I agree.
I guess so.
I random all the time in unranked.
Maut just instantly. I guess so. Yeah.
I guess
You-
I'm un-American. Fucking.
You didn't even try
I'm
to
not
fight
patriotic.
Me on it, dude.
You got me,
I
dude.
literally had no angle there other than to just start nibbling and trying to poke away at your whole thing, and you just caved
just
immediately.
crumbled.
That was a nice rhubarb crumbly there. That was
I'm
Aw.
very easy to convince.
Oh.
No, I mean, I do feel the opposite though. I don't care about the number that much, but I kind of do. I like to win. I like to take MMR away from
stupid
other
statement.
people. You know?
I will say that number has a weird power over people,
It
myself
does.
included.
I understand. It's stupid and it's arbitrary, but it makes it feel like you're actually working
decent.
towards something. It's like,
Oh my god. Never mind. I can't say this on stream.
what?
Oh.
Forget it.
All right. It's true though.
Let's
That
just
is a
say
real
I
effect.
recorded an A to Z that I did very poorly in.
Yeah.
Like beyond belief how bad. Like it's like I've never played the game before kind of thing. And at the end, because people get triggered just by me playing semi-bad at times, this was really bad.
Yeah.
And at the end, I just show my MMR. And that's how the video ends. So that's going to be released soon. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, but your MMR is not that bad. It's fairly.
No, that's the point, though. That's the point. People get triggered when they see my MMR
Oh.
because they think I'm like 2K.
That's always a funny
You know what the
surprise.
worst thing is like when you have a bunch of buddies that are all like 1K and 2K. You go in there, you're like the worst person on the team, and
Yeah.
then they look at your profile and they're like, "Nice 5K, dumbass." Oh god. They know I'm garbage. There's nothing you could say. Oh,
There's no defense, man.
there's no defense.
I don't know. I don't know how to make pubs fun again. I haven't had fun playing pubs in my last few sessions, Slacks.
Jesus, what's wrong with you?
I don't know.
mean-
I'm tired of getting yelled at by people that don't really want to play in the first
That-
place. I don't
and-
understand why they keep queuing.
Have you
I
ever
think-
tried to purposely make them miserable? Because that's what brings me joy.
I don't know. Maybe I just need to play a few techies.
When you play
games.
techies, when you play techies, Andrew. Absolutely.
I haven't been on that level.
Dagon
recently,
Necro, Brown Boots Dagon
but
Necro.
just make people angry.
Every
Dude, that
kill.
triggers me. You were in my game, and I remember thinking, "Why, Slacks? Why would you do this to me?"
That actually sounds really fun. Somebody gets in your way and you just run in and just steal the kill and go, "Thanks, dumbass,"
That's literally it.
and just run away and just keep. Wow,
See ya.
you know.
Do you guys care if
Slacks,
I eat an Egg McMuffin on stream?
Go ahead, buddy.
Thanks.
That's all you, buddy.
Are we
I-
sponsor? Is this going to help us secure a McDonald's sponsorship?
It may
Maybe
help
one
with our
day.
Bugle sponsorship.
Let me tell you motherfuckers about Sweden.
Okay,
Y'all ever been to Sweden?
I have.
Yes.
I had been eating at this standard McDonald's-like restaurant for about a week. Well, the entire time I was there, about a month, twice a day, just eating a hamburger or two. I thought it was cheap. When did the conversion? I was spending $35 a visit on 2 fucking hamburgers every time. What's wrong with those people over there? It was fast food. It was Max Burger. For God's sakes.
So it was a $16 burger meal.
Yes! And I did the conversion wrong the first time, and I thought it was like, you know, $10 or so. I've been spending $35 a day on fucking fast food hamburgers.
So you were
shoot, buddy.
paying extra to kill yourself faster.
Yes, I was supposed to be eating cheap food, but apparently that's not existent in Sweden.
Fuck. That's terrible,
Wait,
dude.
What was the meat like? Was it high quality?
I mean,
Super high
sure.
quality, bro?
It was. They were good burgers, but they weren't $35 for 2 hamburgers. Good burgers, all right. Fuck
Slacks
me.
was living on these meat stick things. It turns out they're basically just European Slim Jims.
Eesh. Eesh.
Dude,
They're great.
We did the conversion, and it's like he's been eating like 500 to 600% of the recommended daily salt intake
Well,
just in meat sticks alone.
I was
every
eating
day.
15 a day.
you know he's doing keto though, so maybe that's.
Oh, that makes it healthy, guys. Don't worry. He's not eating bread.
He's
not
eating
eating
carbs.
bread. So
He's
just
not eating carbs.
so you know,
Yeah, how
no
is that
sugar
going,
but
Slacks?
salt.
8.
How's the meat coming along?
It's good. Just eat a lot of
You
meat.
look good, actually. You look good.
Oh, really? Oh, I don't really give a shit what I look like. I'm just doing it for the wedding. Chelsea said she wanted me to look good for the photos. And I told her 100%. I was like, all right, I'm going to start working out and dieting, but I don't give a fuck what I look like. So after the wedding, I'm getting fat again.
She's told me she signed all of us up for a 5K, and I just kind of laughed, and I couldn't tell if she was joking or serious.
Oh, she's doing it.
Hilarious.
No, well, I believe she might do it, but she said that we're all doing it. Like you, me, Annie, Maut, anyone else that I'm not doing shit. I
Thank
don't.
God I'm not moving
I'm
to
not gonna-
Colorado. Jesus.
The last...
She's gonna be disappointed when the race day comes and the team is just like,
You too.
yep.
The last marathon I ran with Cheese, it was a run with your dog in costume marathon.
What?
And you had to wear a costume. And she didn't tell me what we were doing. She was just like, put on the Tigger suit. So I had my full body Tigger suit on from college with Mr. Rue. We went out there and she's like, and now we run. And I was like, no! Mr. Rue made about 5 minutes and then he just laid down and pretended like he died. I had to carry him walking through the entire marathon. You know how shameful it is to be last person at a marathon holding a dog
Carrying an obese pug,
in a Tigger suit? It was not a great day. It was
dude.
not a great day.
That's basically animal abuse. That's a heat
What?
stroke waiting to happen right there.
I took very good care of
You
him.
put an animal already wearing a fur coat inside of a fur coat.
I didn't put him inside. I held him with my Tigger suit.
Oh, you were wearing the Tigger suit.
Yes, not
oh,
him.
I thought he was wearing the Tigger suit.
No. What do you think they sell?
What?
A pug-sized Tigger
They
suit? What are you,
do
dumb?
most assuredly sell pug Tigger suits.
Yeah.
All right. Well, why don't we Google it, guys?
Get on the Googler.
we got him a tuxedo for the wedding. He's got a little
Oh,
bow
that's
tie
see,
and
there
a
you
top
go.
hat.
He's
Guys,
gonna
you
be
see the
at the
ring
wedding.
bearer?
Hell yeah, dude.
Who's bringing the rings out, Slacks?
I don't fucking know.
Can
It
I
should
do
be
it?
the dog.
I
The
hate
Doge.
weddings.
Is Burnside gonna do all of it?
Maybe, dude. Maybe.
Well,
Shall we talk more about Dota shit? What else happened?
I guess ZOTAC.
Thunderbirds
ZOTAC.
changed their name to something else.
Yeah.
Planet
Team Pooh.
Odd.
Planet Odd.
Team Pooh.
I don't understand. What is Planet Odd?
Okay, great question. It's just a group of people that wanted to sponsor a game. I don't think they have a corp. They don't sell anything. It's just like, it's kind of like DC. They just came up with it. Boom.
I don't trust people that don't sell anything, Slacks.
Damn.
You know why? Because they're just trying to nestle in so they can sell you something.
Oh, okay, whatever. That's a sad view of life. I've never trusted my father. He was just nestling me in for that big
he
sale.
never tried to sell me anything.
Can you please
That
pay for my
bastard.
retirement home? I knew it! My whole life!
My whole life was one long sale, you bastard.
I like Planet Odd. Team
Really?
You would.
P.O. Team Pooh. Although Resolution asked me to please not call their team Team Pooh. But
Team
Team
Pooh.
Poe, not Pooh.
Team,
Yeah, dude.
it's an umlaut. Team Pooh.
Team
No.
P.
Like Mr. Popo. Just P.O.
Team Popo.
Very mature. Very mature.
Popo.
Whatever. I'm impressed with Thunderbirds. I thought that they fucking sucked, and then they did really good in the Dream League NA. They
Yeah, but were there any
never
other
lost
good
a game.
teams in Dream League NA?
Ooh, that's a great question, Zyori. That's a great
Yeah, everybody dropped
Complexity,
down, right?
freedom.
Team Freedom, CCNC stack. They're pretty good. They're pretty good.
Are they?
I thought so.
Yeah.
But
Wait, is Dream League over?
it is. There's just the finals in a month from now.
Grant says that Infamous is better than both of those shit teams.
Who the
so
fuck is Infamous?
I believe
A
they're
South
from
America
South
team.
America.
Oh,
Motto, Benjaz, yeah, a couple other good players.
oh
That
I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about the North American.
Hey, Slacks, you're going to care about them when they win the TI7 South American qualifier.
Whoa!
Hey, Slacks, how about this? What do you think about teams from other regions doing the old stinker tinker strategy where they relocate to South America to play the qualifiers and get the easy
Let 'em
vote?
do it. There's only one thing I know about Team Tinker
Easy
is that they tried that
qualification.
and they failed and they
Well.
were mocked relentlessly.
Yes,
Yeah,
they were.
that was funny.
They
Do
were
it.
mocked into disbandment.
Yep, I mean that's
Blah, blah,
fucking
blah.
hilarious. Please do it as much as possible. There should be an Antarctica qualifier where it literally exists just for that. The shadiest, most pathetic teams go to Antarctica and freeze their balls off for a chance at TI.
That's worth it, dude. They're the only
That's
team
hype.
you qualify by default just by showing up, and you just lag out in all the games, and that's it. But you if you don't freeze to death, you get to go to the TI, so that's good.
Dude, I totally support that. The pathetic team our Antarctica slot. We did it. We did it, Complexity. We made it. Just kidding. Just kidding.
It'll
Complexity.
be like the end of the Mighty Ducks 2, man. Team Antarctica versus Evil Geniuses.
Oh, damn. Hell
You
yeah.
look like you just got out of the shower.
Thank you. Thank you,
That's a
Maut,
jo-
for that
that's a jo-
rendition of Hans
That's a joke only Andrew will get.
from the Mighty Duck 2. Shit movie from the 90s.
Ouch.
Yep. Apparently that who was telling us? Was it you, Maut, that movie was sponsored by like the NHL to get kids interested in hockey?
Yep.
Hype.
Yeah.
Actually,
I can see
all
that
of the
working.
all of,
I can see that
all,
working.
all of the Mighty Ducks were. They were made by Disney, who of course
That's
owns
why
ABC.
They're
who was
so
broadcasting
shitty
hockey.
and cheesy, and the entire movie is just a bunch of dumb one-liners. Like, yo, go get him, Julie. Goldberg.
Well, then how do you explain the Karate Kid? They're trying to get kids into karate, dude? Big karate?
No, I think it's just
Nah.
the late 80s, and karate was cool.
Here's a fun fact. Did you guys know that in karate studios, there's actually no universal qualification for a black belt? It's up to the person that owns the studio.
Wow.
So you could go into a fucking karate studio connected to a King Supers, and the guy's like, balance these cups. You are a black belt now. And
Yeah.
there's like, that's it.
But then, if you go to fight another black belt,
Well, yeah,
they'll
you get
just
the
fucking-
shit kicked out of you, but then you can
Hands,
still
dude.
stand in the corner with
Destroyed.
your black belt and be like, yes, I earned this from Master Coupon from the
Master.
King Supers down the street. So next time some asshole's like, I'm a black belt, be like, whatever, pussy, and then fight him.
What?
They probably aren't even trained right.
That's excellent advice from Sir Action
If
Slags.
they go with the black belt, you know that they're a bitch.
I have always wanted to get into a fight.
Why?
I don't know, man. Like, don't you feel like that's one of those things where what if you're like 60 and you've never been in a physical altercation? You're not gonna get in one when you're seated. It might break a hip or something.
Fights
man.
are fucking garbage. They look fun. They're not. Every
I
punch
don't think
you...
it's fun. I just, you gotta have a moment of pure testosterone, right?
No, when you punch
No?
somebody, like, your fingers are fucking near breaking every time. That shit fucking
Okay.
sucks.
All right.
You guys ever gotten into a fight before, you boys?
Yep.
Nope.
Yeah,
I've
Maut?
always wanted to defend myself with a golf club.
That could
Golf
kill
club.
somebody. This ain't the movies. You hit someone with a
Well,
golf club, and they're gonna fucking
no,
die.
you just hit him in the upper
Baseball
thigh,
bat is the
dude.
classic.
Bones break, dude.
Upper
This is
thigh.
Goodfellas? What are we talking about here? What's going on?
Wait, why golf club and not baseball?
Well, because it's
Yeah, that
just a-
seems wildly less effective.
well, it's skinnier. It's got more of a classy vibe. It's
I
like
want to hit someone
It
with
makes
my
sense.
cane.
if
Hiya!
you hit somebody with a fancy fire poker, that is the epitome of just like snooty violence. You're just hitting them with a fucking-
putter.
4! Like, this shit is not as you
Dude,
expect
If
it.
you take a driver to fucking somebody's upper leg, they're gonna fall over.
Yeah, but I mean, that guy's probably gonna get crippled for the rest of his life.
This
Fights
isn't
are
the
not,
mafia.
Fights
All
are
right.
not like the movies,
All right.
dude.
All right.
Permanent, life-changing damage.
I want to hear Mott's anecdote about getting into a fight. You get a little
Got a little,
fisticuff action?
I had a knuckle duster. It was like I was like I don't know 15 at the time, but
yeah.
a friend of mine was getting bullied on the bus, and I essentially just stood up for him, and I shoved this guy that was like just trying to cause some shit. He threw a bagel into my friend's face, which was He wasn't happy
Jewish
about
hate.
that.
Hey, don't throw a bagel in my friend's face! You piece of shit, I'll kill you!
Oi!
Oh, you bagel throwing tosser! Alright, continue. Continue on your grand
I mean,
fight.
it was just a shoving match, and it turned into I eventually. He shoved me really hard at one point. I just punched this guy in the head. Unfortunately, I did it on the back of his skull.
Oh.
So I actually broke my hand in the process. So
You actually broke your hand?
Yes, dude!
we were
Oh
driving. We
my
were
God,
driving to a
that's so
swim meet
good.
too. We were driving to a swim meet. I had to swim the 500 freestyle
my
that evening,
God.
and I was like, Coach, I don't think I'm gonna be able to swim tonight. And so my hand was fucking swollen to all shit.
Hey, coach, I just punched this dude in the back of the fucking head.
Yeah,
I'm not
Story
going to be able
so
to make
far
the
has
meet
been-
tonight.
Every
guy was an
story so far
asshole.
has been perfect. Zyori needing a golf club to hurt somebody makes sense. Maut breaking his hand on a first punch makes perfect
I did.
sense. It's so
what,
good, dude.
what he did tell we ended up like getting the water under the bridge, and he told me that like a couple of days later that he actually had a concussion from it, which he could have been lying.
Got
about.
him.
I don't know.
God is
So
dumbass.
I'm gonna
broken
make this guy
hand,
feel
broken hand
better about
versus
himself.
concussion.
Yeah.
Exactly. He was like, man, this Mont guy is a dumbass. I better just throw him a
Better
bone
get
here.
away
No,
from
that makes
that.
sense. Concussion back of the head can definitely.
Hell
Do you
yeah.
I mean, to punch somebody that hard, I mean, I was pretty angry, but I don't think it's possible. I don't think that's
I've always
I
wanted
wanted to eat that bagel. goddammit.
I've always wanted to headbutt somebody.
Oh no, that's the worst,
No,
dude. That's the
no.
worst. No one wins in a headbutt.
It's true. I saw Jack Bauer do it once. He won.
Hell no, dude. Fucking brain trauma. God. There's like called a traumatic brain injury. It could happen just from headbutting somebody, and you get like literally fucking retarded from one headbutt. You want to fucking headbutt some guy, and then you're at the end, and you're like,
You're like,
"No, that's right." You don't want that shit,
You're like one of those all-in killer bees. You know, you sting somebody and it kills you.
dude. There's this
Hey,
girl.
you know, it's interesting.
What?
I was thinking about this the other day, actually. You know how things have changed in high school to where, like, the jocks used to be the cool guys, now it's the nerds, right?
Yeah.
So, like, back in my day,
Sure.
it was the jocks still, since I'm old. And when people would get into fights, they'd get pretty hardcore. Like, they would, they'd hold a lock in their hand, you know?
Oh yeah.
And, like, what are those things called that you put in between your fingers? It's kind of the same thing. Where it just ends up messing them up real hard. Like they
Brass
literally
knuckles?
go to the hospital. You get suspended for you don't get suspended. You get kicked out of school completely. I'm wondering, what are fights like now that the cool kids are the nerds? Like, I'll hack you tonight. I swear to God. What do they do? Like
The fights now?
genuinely.
They're like,
Yeah.
I'm going to post doctored pictures of your Facebook giving people blowjobs until you kill yourself. It's a lot worse. Back in
Yeah.
the day, you just
It's-
got the shit kicked out of you, and then you healed.
psychologically worse.
Yeah.
right?
Now
But
it's true.
physically
Now
not so
like
much.
people just get cyberbullied into
suicide.
suicide, dude. That's actually it's
I
worse.
hacked your dad's PC and he watches child porn. You're going to jail. Like, fuck, just hit me, dude. I'm sorry. Holy shit.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't think people fight that much anymore. Like,
No. Well,
I don't know,
some
man.
people do.
Days.
There's
I
still
think you
gang
guys are.
violence.
I think
Lads
you guys are
these days.
overreacting to the nerds being cool. I don't think the nerds are so cool that like that type of fighting is going on from like, the
Dude.
jocks and stuff. You
Come
know what I
on,
mean?
nerds are the
Ah,
coolest.
my bagel. Oh, it's come a long way since then.
I'll kill you, bagel thrower.
Gannon, I'll throw a bagel at your face if you don't stop it right now.
Oh,
Dude,
shit.
I would love eating a bagel right now. That's so good.
You just ate McDonald's, bro.
If you want to know how to mess me up real good, it's to give me that cream cheese from that bagel. I will be done the rest of the day. But
Dude,
I
I'll
won't
buy
be
you
able to
some.
resist.
I'll buy you some bagels.
We've
for
started
the,
buying cream cheese
tub.
from Costco. We literally buy it in a 3-pound tub at a time. And it doesn't go bad.
I'd
That's
love
how
to
much
stick
cream
my
cheese
face in there.
we eat at this house. Maut eats most of it. I won't lie. Maut is a
I eat
big
a lot of cream cheese.
guy.
I like bagels. I gotta say.
Oh, God.
Don't touch me with that bagel.
Ever since that day, you have been the bagel defender for everyone.
I'm hungry for two things: justice and bagels.
But they can only be poppy seed. They can't be anything else.
Ah,
The trigger is
poppies.
found.
Oh my.
Ugh. God.
What do you mean? Poppy seed bagels are amazing.
Better watch out, dude. You can get pulled over and people think you're on meth.
That's not how that works, buddy.
It's
I hate
true.
to tell you.
It is true.
No, I think
Meth?
what is true is that poppy seed bagels can give you a false positive on a drug test if
Yep.
you eat
Yes.
one the same day you piss in the cup.
But not from meth.
But it does not
pretty
make
sure it's from
gi-
meth.
give you the
Eating
illusion of having done meth. Nobody's like, there's poppy seeds in his teeth. This
He's
kid's
a
on
meth
meth.
This kid's on meth. Shoot him. Shoot him now.
We were threatened. The kid was methed out. That's
Oh,
fucked.
it's opium. It's not meth. It's opium.
Opium.
Yes,
Poppy
because
seeds.
they are poppy seeds.
Close.
Therefore,
Very close.
Almost.
There you go, buddy.
One's
Well,
an
I got you
upper,
there.
one's a downer, but hey, man.
When I was
it's-
in college, my roommate did opium, and it was the fucking weirdest thing. I already
wait,
told
he
you
did
that.
actual opium?
He did actual he called it the ope.
the
And
ope-
it's the weirdest drug. So it comes with
The ope.
this little black ball, and you put it in tinfoil, and then you heat up the tinfoil, and you like snort the smoke that comes out of it. And I
I
was
thought you should just put it in a pipe.
I hate to tell you that, Slacks, but I think that sounds exactly like black tar heroin. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it was
sick.
opium.
I mean, that would sound a lot cooler than fucking opium. I would go in and he'd be like,
That's
just
definitely just
doing
black
my
tar
ope,
heroin.
bro. I'm like, is this the 1800s? Are you a Chinese rail worker? What the fuck are you doing in my room? Snorting some ope.
Doing some ope. I've never heard someone refer
Maybe
to
he
it
thought
as
it.
ope.
Maybe
That
he
is
thought it would be
weird.
better if he just called it opium.
I mean-
and not heroin.
It was still funny.
Maybe.
Whatever, fuck that kid. He threw away my rice cooker. I
What?
I hope he died on opium.
That's fucked.
You fucking rice cooker thrower away.
How would he be in a position to throw away your rice cooker?
He was super rich. He like his parents. He didn't understand things like that. And
Oh.
I came home and it was dirty. And when I left and I came home from work and I was like, "Where's my rice cooker?" And he's like, "Oh, I threw it away. It had shit in it." And I was like, "What
Dirty
the
rice
fuck are
in
you
it.
talking about? I was gonna clean that, dude. I don't have any money." And he's like, "Well, just ask your parents for a new one." My
I
dad
bet he
doesn't-
tried to.
What the fuck?
Dad, my roommate threw away my rice cooker.
I bet he tried to cook the open it.
Yeah, I bet he tried to put fucking ope in that thing. That probably would have been the greatest ope machine there ever was.
Fuck it.
Fuck.
Yeah, there was a kid in my high school that boiled poppy seeds one time.
Yeah, aren't we on
Boiled
the
them?
ZOTAC channel? Maybe we should talk about
So let's stop the drug
Did we
talk.
get
True.
permission to
All right.
have this show on this channel, by the way?
I don't know.
I don't think so. No.
Well, this is good marketing. Look how many viewers we have coming into the finals.
We'll get to talk.
these kids love ope. They love it.
NP versus newbie, the best of 5. The series is scheduled to start in about 10 minutes. We'll see if I thought there was going to be some sort of an opening ceremony, but perhaps not. Our clean feed is just let's take a look. It's just a countdown timer.
We could do the opening ceremony.
So listen. Oh, the music.
Get it on
That's
there.
nice. That's nice.
I can't.
So yeah, that's good. I mean, there were some stories on this. Anybody have a story time specific?
There, switch me spots. I'll make us an opening.
I can tell you the story about what just happened with Slacks
I'll make
and
us
I.
an opening. Just switch.
Okay.
Swap me.
You got to switch mics. Yeah, okay.
I'd like
What
to
is
tell
going
you the
on?
story of the bagel and the defense of the bagel and the revenge of the bagel.
What's the closest you've ever gotten into a fight? What's the? Have you ever been almost fisticuffing?
Nothing really comes to mind. I mean, I got picked on a lot in high school. That's for
See,
sure.
you can't talk shit about my bagel defense
Yeah, you-
story.
The,
You
uh,
never got into fight.
The time
No,
that
that's true.
you yelled horse at that lady, it sounded like she kind of wanted to hit you.
You're
That
really
was a
loud,
group
Andrew.
of women, for your information, Zyori. Okay, and they did not look happy. No, I was the Gandhi type. I was always about peace
Check.
and
Check. Is
all
that better?
good stuff.
Yeah, it's better.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not making fun of you, Mod. I love
Hello?
the bagel story.
I know. I
wouldn't
know
have
you're
it
not
any
making
other
fun
way,
of me.
friend.
I know. We'll talk more about the bagel story when you get over here. How's that sound?
Don't feed me cream cheese. Wait, is there?
Eat it.
If I take like a lactate pill, does that fix that shit?
It might help.
Maybe.
It might help.
I don't know
I don't know if
about.
I
I
want
don't
to
know
take the
enough
chance
about that.
though, like, 'cause
Guys.
I will be ruined.
Guys, I have a story. It's not a great one, but it's one that someone asked me about recently.
Okay.
Do you want to hear it?
Go for it, buddy.
Okay. It's about the first time I met LD.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool. Hype. So,
sorry.
MLG Columbus 2013. I was there doing the what was it? The VIP thing, right? I was on the panel.
The panel
And
with me.
LD was working a tight shift, and I was just hanging out at their open bar there with my little VIP badge. And he helped me steal a meal ticket, and then we hung out and ate together, and that was it.
Oh God.
Man, that
I
was a
knew
Maut
was-
story
Wow.
and a half.
Oh.
That story was gonna be
You
a
met
piece
someone
of
and
shit.
ate a meal together? I don't
Wow.
believe it.
I
That was
knew it
a-
was gonna be bad, but I didn't think it'd be that fucking
I was
bad.
Makes
just
me
trying
feel
to buy
better
you
about
some
my
time for this
stories.
opening
Just
here.
tell a real story, please.
I don't have
Can I-
any. That
I-
was my
I-
realest story.
I have that I have a. It's not really. It's more of an anecdote than a story about what just happened with Slacks and I as he came over.
Go ahead.
But I don't know. Do we want to share that? It's not really that great.
You have what? Oh, what was the premise again?
PUBG today.
That's not a story. That's you won. You won at PUBG, dude. Well done.
When I told Slacks that I would win PUBG the first time,
Oh, well, that makes the story so much.
it
more
makes it better.
This
I
one
called
time
the
I
eighth
won
ball.
Holy
PUBG.
God.
Oh,
What's
my.
wrong with you guys?
Can I just tell the bagel story again?
No. No, you can't just go back
It's
to
all
the
downhill
good
from the
story.
bagel, so that's the peak right there.
All right. Okay, how much time?
What
we
kind
got?
of cream cheese was on that
mouse
bagel,
over
Maut?
scroll up.
I don't think there
Was
was
it
any.
the Philadelphia cream
Scroll up.
cheese by any chance?
I don't think there was any cream cheese.
Oh,
And I remember
no.
why it was a bagel because before
click on
every
it.
swim meet, we would always get a bag of bagels from Brugger's.
All right.
Every swim meet, we would have that.
You guys
You
want to
know
do
what's
the intro
hilarious
to
is
ZOTAC?
listening. The most
Okay.
hilarious thing is listening to Purge try to pronounce bagel. That's
Wait,
the best.
what does he
Does
say?
he say bagel?
Bagel.
Bagel.
There's no.
Woggle.
Why do people say bagel?
Woggle.
It's pronounced bagel. You
I don't know.
Finagle a bagel.
All right, you guys ready?
Should we cut what the duck? Should we
No,
end
no,
it?
no,
No, okay, all right.
We're gonna. This will be part of what the duck.
All right, so we're
an
going to
intro.
do our intro.
Okay, guys. So I'm gonna play some hype music. Just follow my lead, okay? Oh, what is
Do you
this?
want to mute the music on here? Just right-click on it and mute it.
Okay, hold on.
Stream. Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. This will be totally worth it, probably.
Guys, the payout is going to be huge.
Okay, just follow my lead. I'm gonna stop talking, and then you guys just come in, okay? This is all ad lib here. It's gonna be good. Trust
Okay,
me.
you want us to just follow your lead?
Just follow my lead. All right. Hold on, I got this. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. There we go. All right. Hold on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Trust me, I do shit like this all the time.
Dude, I
the
trust you.
fuck
That's
is
a ZOTAC graphics card. By the way, if you want to win that graphics card, you can click below the stream.
All right, guys, ready for this? And here we go. Tonight, for the first time ever on ZOTAC, two teams will come together for the championship of a lifetime. NP and New B, the North American champions versus the Chinese overlords in a battle no one ever saw coming. SUNSfan, go!
God, I can't wait to watch this match. It's very difficult to hype when you can't see the fucking video.
The music!
Keep going!
Be loud!
The music is so hype, my goodness.
Go, Maut, go, hype it!
Who will be the star? Is it gonna be Envy in the anime squad? Will they talk about Yaoi or Traps? What will happen? Or will Newbie take it in game 1?
Oh,
Jesus, there was a little bit of a biased cast for the NP. Newbie, the Chinese gods, will they do it?
two titans, blue and black, go together and the greatest of Zodiac. In 4 minutes from now, fate will be decided. Who will be the greatest blue and who will go home a pathetic tan? Find out in the Zodiac tournament of all time, where fate will be decided, where women will be impregnated, and where Dota will never be forgotten. Go, SUNSfan, go!
Fuck you,
Lives will change, hearts will pound, blood pressure will rise as these titans will clash in 5 epic games.
Come on, go!
Loud noises!
It's happening! The crowd's getting hyped! Close us out, SUNSfan!
I can't wait, like I said!
Okay, great. We did it. We did the
That's good. Only 3 more minutes. That's great.
All right, so...
All right, so cut the local. That's what the duck. Thank you for joining
did
us
you,
for that, guys. We got ZOTAC coming up here. Just whenever you want to, just the local, not the stream.
Bagels!
That one.